In the year 2175, humanity had become a formidable presence in the galaxy, establishing colonies and trading outposts on numerous planets. The human spirit of exploration and innovation had led to incredible advancements in technology and culture shared freely with other species. This era of interstellar cooperation fostered a fragile peace among the many races of the galaxy. However, beneath this veneer of harmony, the seeds of distrust and envy were quietly growing. The Galactic Council, a coalition formed by the galaxy's most powerful and ancient species, was increasingly wary of humanity's rapid expansion and technological prowess. Among these species, the Thalaxians stood out as the most vocal critics. Known for their advanced technology and militaristic society, the Thalaxians viewed humanity's rise with a mix of fear and suspicion. The turning point came on the fringe planet of Epsilon Prime, a thriving human outpost and a critical hub for interstellar trade. Epsilon Prime was a beacon of human achievement, with sprawling cities, advanced research facilities, and a diverse population. One such facility, the Xenotechnological Research Institute, was dedicated to studying ancient alien artifacts. Dr. Elena Ruiz, a leading archaeologist, and her team were on the brink of a groundbreaking discovery. Deep within the planet's unexplored wilderness lay the ruins of an ancient civilization, rumored to possess technology far beyond current understanding. After months of excavation, they finally uncovered a colossal, intricately designed structure. As they ventured deeper, the team stumbled upon what seemed to be a dormant alien weapon. Despite their cautious approach, an accidental activation triggered a catastrophic chain reaction. A blinding light engulfed the ruins, followed by a massive energy wave that radiated outward. The blast annihilated the nearby city of Vortex, killing millions and leaving a smoldering crater where the vibrant metropolis once stood. The news of the disaster spread rapidly across the galaxy, reaching the ears of the Galactic Council. Led by High Chancellor Vorian of the Thalaxians, the Council convened an emergency session to address the catastrophe. Emotions ran high as Vorian denounced humanity, accusing them of recklessly endangering the galaxy with their unchecked ambition and disregard for ancient warnings. Human diplomats, led by Ambassador Alexei Volkov, urgently sought to explain the situation, pleading for time to investigate and provide aid to the survivors. However, the Council's response was swift and severe. They imposed heavy sanctions on humanity, blocking all trade and communication, and dispatched a Thalaxian fleet to blockade Epsilon Prime, effectively isolating the planet from the rest of the galaxy. The blockade intensified the suffering on Epsilon Prime. Cut off from vital supplies and medical aid, the survivors faced a dire humanitarian crisis. Earth's leadership, watching the unfolding tragedy, realized they had little choice but to prepare for war. The United Earth government convened an emergency session where President Emily Carter addressed the world. "We did not seek this conflict," she declared, her voice resolute. "But we will not stand by as our people suffer and our colonies are threatened. We must defend our right to exist and to explore the stars. Humanity has faced great challenges before, and we will rise to this occasion with courage and determination." The call to arms resonated deeply across human colonies. Volunteers flocked to enlist, driven by a fierce sense of duty and survival. The United Earth Navy, under the command of Admiral Jonathan Hayes, began rapid mobilization, focusing on bolstering defenses and developing new weapons to counter the Thalaxian threat. In the heart of the solar system, Earth's finest minds worked around the clock at the newly established War Research Institute. Scientists and engineers pooled their knowledge, striving to innovate and adapt existing technology to meet the challenges posed by the Thalaxians. The first breakthrough came in the form of enhanced energy shields, capable of withstanding the powerful Thalaxian energy weapons. Meanwhile, on Epsilon Prime, resistance against the Thalaxian blockade began to take shape. Local militias, supported by remnants of the United Earth Forces, launched daring guerrilla attacks against Thalaxian outposts. Despite being outgunned and outnumbered, their resilience and resourcefulness kept the enemy at bay, buying precious time for the main human forces to prepare. As the galaxy watched, the stage was set for a conflict that would redefine the balance of power. Humanity, cornered and under siege, was about to unleash its full potential. The war that began as a struggle for survival would soon become a testament to human ingenuity and tenacity, proving once and for all that they were not to be underestimated. The early days of the war were a trial by fire for humanity. The Thalaxian fleet, with its advanced cloaking technology and devastating energy weapons, launched relentless assaults on human outposts and fleets. The initial skirmishes were brutal and unforgiving, with several key human territories falling to the Thalaxian onslaught. The losses were staggering, and morale across the human colonies plummeted. Admiral Jonathan Hayes, determined to turn the tide, ordered a strategic retreat to consolidate the remaining forces and protect the core human systems. The retreat was not without its costs, as many brave men and women laid down their lives to ensure the survival of their comrades. Despite the setbacks, humanity's resolve only hardened. At the War Research Institute on Earth, scientists worked around the clock to develop new technologies and tactics. Dr. Sarah Lang, a brilliant physicist, and her team made a breakthrough in energy weapon technology. By studying the ruins of Vortex and the alien weapon that caused the catastrophe, they developed a prototype energy cannon capable of penetrating Thalaxian shields. This new weapon, codenamed Solar Lance, promised to level the playing field. In the meantime, Captain Sarah Cole, a rising star in the United Earth Navy, was given a critical mission. Leading a small, elite task force, she was to infiltrate and destroy a Thalaxian supply depot deep within enemy territory. The success of this mission could cripple the Thalaxian war effort and give humanity much-needed breathing room. Using newly developed stealth technology, which had been reverse-engineered from captured Thalaxian equipment, Captain Cole's fleet slipped past enemy patrols. The journey was fraught with danger as they navigated treacherous asteroid fields and evaded numerous Thalaxian patrols. Finally, they arrived at the supply depot, hidden within a dense nebula. The attack was swift and precise. Captain Cole's fleet emerged from the nebula, catching the Thalaxians off guard. Utilizing the Solar Lance, they obliterated the depot's primary defenses in a single, devastating volley. The ensuing battle was fierce, but the human forces, driven by desperation and determination, overwhelmed the Thalaxian defenders. The destruction of the supply depot dealt a significant blow to the Thalaxian logistics, disrupting their operations across the front lines. This victory marked a turning point. It proved that humanity could strike back effectively and gave hope to the beleaguered colonies. News of the successful raid spread like wildfire, reigniting the fighting spirit of humanity. The United Earth government, recognizing the need to boost morale and unify the populace, launched a massive propaganda campaign. Images of Captain Cole and her victorious fleet became symbols of human resilience and courage. Back on Earth, another pivotal development was underway. Dr. Marcus Thorne, an expert in alien technology, and his team had been working on deciphering the energy source found on New Arcadia. They theorized that this ancient energy could be harnessed to create a new class of weapons. Despite the risks involved, the United Earth government greenlit the project, hoping it would provide a decisive edge in the war. As humanity regrouped and began to counterattack, the Galactic Council was taken aback by the ferocity and ingenuity of the human forces. The Thalaxians, who had expected a quick and decisive victory, found themselves bogged down in a protracted and costly conflict. The Council's initial confidence gave way to growing concern as they realized that humanity was not as easily subdued as they had thought. The Thalaxians, led by High Chancellor Vorian, responded by doubling down on their efforts. They launched a series of massive offensives, hoping to overwhelm human defenses and force a surrender. However, these attacks were met with fierce resistance. Human forces, now equipped with solar lances and other advanced technologies, fought back with renewed vigor. One of the most significant battles of this phase of the war took place on the colony world of New Avalon. The Thalaxians aimed to capture the planet, which was a vital hub for human logistics and industry. The battle raged for weeks, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. In the end, the Thalaxians were forced to withdraw, unable to break the determined human defenses. Throughout the galaxy, the war had reached a stalemate. Humanity had not only survived the initial onslaught, but had begun to push back. The conflict had entered a new phase, one where human resilience and innovation would be tested to their limits. The stage was set for a prolonged and brutal struggle, but the victories of Captain Cole and the breakthroughs of Dr. Thorne offered a glimmer of hope. Humanity was not merely fighting for survival. They were fighting to prove that they belonged among the stars. As the war dragged on, the human spirit of innovation and resilience began to shine. The initial defensive measures had stabilized the front lines, and now humanity was ready to take the fight to the Thalaxians. The newly developed solar lance energy weapons, along with other technological advancements, gave humanity the edge they desperately needed. Dr. Marcus Thorne and his team made another significant breakthrough. They managed to harness the ancient energy source from New Arcadia to power a new class of starships. These ships, known as the Vanguard class, were faster, more agile, and equipped with the most advanced weaponry humanity had ever developed. These ships would become the spearhead of the human counteroffensive. Captain Sarah Cole, now a celebrated hero, was given command of the first fleet of Vanguard-class starships. Her mission: to lead a daring assault on the Thalaxian homeworld of Thalax Prime. The goal was to cripple the Thalaxian war machine and force the Galactic Council to negotiate. This high-risk mission, if successful, could turn the tide of the war in humanity's favor. The journey to Thalax Prime was fraught with danger. Captain Cole's fleet had to navigate through heavily patrolled enemy territory, relying on their stealth capabilities and the latest intelligence from the Xel'Naga, a species known for their espionage skills and recent allies of humanity. The Xel'Naga operatives provided critical information on Thalaxian defenses, allowing Captain Cole to plan her assault with precision. The Battle of Thalax Prime was a climactic and brutal engagement. The Thalaxians, aware of the strategic importance of their homeworld, had fortified it heavily. The human fleet emerged from hyperspace and immediately engaged the Thalaxian defenses. The initial exchanges were devastating, with both sides suffering significant losses. However, the Vanguard-class ships, with their superior speed and firepower, began to make a difference. Captain Cole's strategic acumen shone through as she orchestrated a series of coordinated attacks, exploiting weaknesses in the Thalaxian formations. The solar lances proved their worth, cutting through Thalaxian shields and wreaking havoc on their ships. After hours of intense fighting, human forces managed to breach the planetary defenses and strike key military installations on the surface. The success of the assault on Thalax Prime sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council. The Thalaxians, who had long prided themselves on their military superiority, were dealt a severe blow. The destruction of their primary shipyards and weapons factories crippled their ability to wage war effectively. This victory marked a turning point in the conflict, shifting the momentum firmly in humanity's favor. Back on Earth, the news of the victory was met with jubilation. The United Earth government capitalized on this moment, launching a massive propaganda campaign to bolster morale and recruitment. The images of Captain Cole and the Vanguard fleet became iconic symbols of human determination and strength. Across the colonies, people rallied to the cause, inspired by the possibility of ultimate victory. Meanwhile, Dr. Thorne continued his research, focusing on further enhancing the energy weapons and defensive systems. His work on a new type of energy shield, capable of absorbing and redirecting enemy fire, promised to give human ships an even greater edge in future battles. The War Research Institute buzzed with activity as scientists and engineers pushed the boundaries of technology to ensure humanity's survival. As humanity pressed their advantage, they began liberating occupied planets and restoring hope to those who had suffered under Thalaxian oppression. The Galactic Freedom Coalition, formed with the Qatar and Xel'Naga, provided additional support and resources. This alliance not only strengthened human forces, but also showcased the growing unity among species opposed to Thalaxian dominance. On the diplomatic front, the Galactic Council faced increasing dissent. Many member species, witnessing the resilience and ingenuity of humanity, began to question their allegiance to the Thalaxians. The Council's initial confidence eroded as the war dragged on, and they realized that a prolonged conflict would only lead to further devastation. High Chancellor Vorian, recognizing the shifting tides, attempted to rally his forces for a counteroffensive. However, internal strife and the growing strength of the coalition hampered his efforts. The Thalaxians, once the galaxy's unchallenged military power, were now on the defensive, struggling to maintain their hold on key territories. The war had reached a critical juncture. Humanity, bolstered by their victories and alliances, was now poised to launch a final push to end the conflict. The Thalaxians, weakened and desperate, prepared for their last stand. The stage was set for the decisive battles that would determine the future of the galaxy and cement humanity's place as the apex predator among the stars. As the war escalated, humanity's resilience and innovation began to attract the attention of other alien species. The ruthless tactics of the Thalaxians and the tenacity of the human forces highlighted a crucial truth. The fight was not just about survival, but about freedom and self-determination for all species in the galaxy. The first to formally join humanity were the Qatar, a technologically advanced and peaceful race known for their superior medical knowledge and engineering prowess. The Qatar had always maintained a neutral stance, preferring diplomacy over conflict. However, witnessing the Thalaxians' aggression and the human struggle, they decided to take a stand. The Qatar provided humanity with advanced medical supplies, ships, and crucial intelligence on Thalaxian movements. The alliance with the Qatar marked a significant shift in the balance of power. Their advanced medical technology dramatically improved survival rates for injured soldiers, while their engineering innovations enhanced the performance and durability of human ships. This newfound support gave humanity the strength to push their counteroffensive further into Thalaxian territory. Following the Qatar's lead, the Xel'Naga, a species renowned for their mastery of espionage and subterfuge, also allied with humanity. The Xel'Naga had infiltrated the highest levels of the Galactic Council and provided vital intelligence that exposed weaknesses in Thalaxian defenses. Their deep-cover operatives within the Thalaxian ranks sabotaged key military installations, creating chaos and confusion among the enemy. With these new allies, the Galactic Freedom Coalition was formed. This alliance not only bolstered human strength, but also demonstrated a growing unity among species oppressed by Thalaxian tyranny. The coalition's formation sent a clear message to the Galactic Council. The fight for freedom was now a multi-species endeavor. Captain Sarah Cole and Dr. Marcus Thorne became prominent figures within the coalition, leading several joint operations with their new allies. One such mission was the assault on a major Thalaxian shipyard located on the planet Arcturus 7. This shipyard was critical to the Thalaxian war effort, producing a significant portion of their fleet's ships. The operation was meticulously planned, utilizing the combined strengths of the coalition. Captain Cole led the main assault force, comprising both human and Qatar ships, while Dr. Thorne orchestrated a simultaneous cyber offensive to disable the shipyard's defenses. The Xel'Naga operatives on the ground provided real-time intelligence and conducted sabotage operations to further weaken the Thalaxian resistance. The Battle of Arcturus VII was a masterclass in coordinated warfare. The coalition forces executed their plan with precision, overwhelming the Thalaxian defenders. The human and Qatar ships, equipped with the latest energy weapons and shields, engaged in fierce combat, while Dr. Thorne's cyber team disrupted the enemy's communications and control systems. The Xel'Naga operatives created havoc behind enemy lines, ensuring that the Thalaxians could not mount an effective counterattack. After hours of intense fighting, the shipyard was destroyed, dealing a severe blow to the Thalaxian fleet's production capabilities. This victory further demoralized the Thalaxians and emboldened the coalition. The success of the operation on Arcturus 7 demonstrated the effectiveness of the multi-species alliance and paved the way for future joint operations. The Galactic Council, witnessing the growing strength of the coalition, was thrown into disarray. The Thalaxians, facing mounting losses and internal dissent, struggled to maintain their grip on power. High Chancellor Vorian, desperate to regain control, ordered a massive counteroffensive. However, this move only further strained their already overextended resources and led to more defeats. As the coalition continued to gain ground, more species began to see the benefits of joining forces with humanity. The Rithari, a nomadic race known for their exceptional piloting skills, and the Verdari, an amphibious species with unparalleled knowledge of aquatic warfare, also pledged their support. The addition of these new allies expanded the coalition's capabilities, making it a truly formidable force. Humanity, now recognized as a leading power within the coalition, continued to push the boundaries of technological innovation. Dr. Thorne's team made further advancements in energy weaponry and defensive systems, ensuring that the coalition forces remained ahead of the Thalaxians. Captain Cole, leading daring missions across the galaxy, became a symbol of hope and resistance. The Galactic Freedom Coalition, driven by the shared goal of ending Thalaxian oppression, began preparing for the final push. The stage was set for the ultimate confrontation. The coalition's growing unity and strength were poised to bring an end to the war, ushering in a new era of peace and cooperation in the galaxy. The final year of the war saw humanity and its allies launching a series of decisive offensives. The Thalaxians, once the dominant military power in the galaxy, were now on the defensive. The Galactic Freedom Coalition's strategy focused on cutting off Thalaxian supply lines, liberating occupied planets, and undermining the Galactic Council's authority. The coalition's efforts culminated in the planning of Operation Eclipse, a coordinated strike aimed at the Thalaxian homeworld, Thalax Prime. The objective was clear: to bring the Thalaxian leadership to its knees and force an end to the war. The operation would involve a three-pronged assault: a direct attack on Thalax Prime's defenses, a sabotage mission to cripple their planetary shield generators, and a ground invasion to secure key locations. Captain Sarah Cole was chosen to lead the space assault. Her fleet, now bolstered by ships from the Qatar, Zelnaga, Rithari, and Verdari, prepared to face the Thalaxian defenses head-on. Dr. Marcus Thorne, alongside a team of elite engineers and cyber specialists, was tasked with infiltrating the planet to disable the shield generators. The ground invasion would be led by General Ka'ala, a veteran Qatar commander, coordinating a force composed of soldiers from all coalition species. As the fleet approached Thalax Prime, the tension was palpable. The Thalaxians had fortified their homeworld, anticipating an all-out assault. Massive orbital defense platforms, supported by fleets of warships, stood ready to repel the attackers. The coalition fleet emerged from hyperspace in a coordinated formation, immediately engaging the Thalaxian defenses. The battle in space was fierce. Captain Cole, commanding from the flagship UNS Invincible, directed her fleet with precision. The coalition's superior tactics and advanced technology, particularly the solar lances and enhanced shields, began to turn the tide. The Thalaxian warships, though formidable, were systematically outmaneuvered and destroyed. Meanwhile, Dr. Thorne and his team executed their infiltration mission. Using a captured Thalaxian shuttle, they landed undetected on Thalax Prime's surface. The team made their way to the heavily guarded shield generator complex, utilizing Zelnaga stealth techniques and Verdari underwater passages to evade detection. Once inside, they planted explosive charges and hacked into the mainframe to disable the planetary shields. At the same time, General Kala's ground forces landed on Thalax Prime, facing stiff resistance from Thalaxian troops. The battle on the ground was brutal, with fierce urban combat in the streets of Thalax Prime's capital city. The diverse coalition forces, each bringing their unique strengths to the fight, pushed forward relentlessly. The Rithari's superior piloting skills provided air support, while the Verdari's amphibious expertise allowed them to control the waterways and sewers. The turning point came when Dr. Thorne's team succeeded in their mission. The planetary shields fell, leaving Thalax Prime vulnerable to orbital bombardment. Captain Cole seized the opportunity, ordering her fleet to target key Thalaxian military installations. Precision strikes crippled the Thalaxian command structure, throwing their defenses into chaos. With the shield generators destroyed and the Thalaxian military in disarray, the ground forces quickly advanced. General Ka'ala's troops stormed the Thalaxian command center, capturing High Chancellor Vorian. The fall of Vorian marked the effective end of Thalaxian resistance. The remaining Thalaxian forces, demoralized and leaderless, surrendered en masse. The victory at Thalax Prime was complete. The Thalaxian leadership, realizing they were defeated, formally requested peace negotiations. The Treaty of Epsilon, named in memory of the planet where the conflict began, was signed aboard the coalition flagship UNS Endeavour. The treaty established new galactic norms, emphasizing mutual respect, cooperation, and the right of all species to self-determination. Captain Cole and Dr. Thorne, hailed as heroes, returned to Earth to a hero's welcome. Their efforts had not only secured humanity's place in the galaxy, but it also forged a powerful alliance of species committed to peace and progress. The Galactic Freedom Coalition evolved into a force for peacekeeping and rebuilding, working to heal the scars of war and prevent future conflicts. In the years that followed, the galaxy entered a new era of cooperation and discovery. Humanity, now recognized as a leading power, continued to innovate and explore, sharing their knowledge and culture with their allies. The war had proven that humanity was not just a survivor, but a formidable force capable of great destruction and unparalleled creation. The story of the war became a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit, a tale of how determination, innovation, and unity could overcome even the most formidable adversaries. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, not just as inhabitants, but as the apex predators, capable of shaping the destiny of the galaxy.